What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Neptune the Goon, and I'm back at y'all with another Say Less Moments reaction. You know, what came across my desk today was Munna and Youngin getting killed in OBLOCK. It said it happened yesterday, the wee hours when everybody was sleeping. You know what I mean? No birds chirping, nothing. Barely people walking the street. The only people I know to be walking them streets at that time is straight steppers with these on, with the skis for show ski, and they belly with chopstickeronis, and they looking for whomever and whatever, lurking, being in your bushes, laying up on you, know exactly where you live, being trying to get you. Summertime. It's hot out. They been in all day. They come out at night, cause why? It's cool. And you can hide up under the shadows. And you got the camouflage, you know what I mean? Hit your little whoopty on them, you know what I mean? Pull your little whoopty on them, and it's over. They doing Nike techs, and I'm still doing regular hoodies. Might even try to find some regular brownies. Nah, but I left that life alone, and that's a fact. So we gonna get into it and talk about how these OBLOCkians, which I see all the time on the internet, showing where they be at, who they with, fuck the ops, you know how they talk. So, I mean, at the end of the day, when this happened to them, nobody's knowing who did what. They say the streets don't even know who did what. But one thing I know is when y'all get all the OGs, the ones that started the hood, and y'all lock them up and take them away from the streets where they was governing, it ain't nothing but failure of destruction of the whole corporation, because ain't no lay laws. It's all youngins, YNs, telling YNs what to do, and both of them just as burnt as the other one. Blind leading the blind, literally crashing. That's why you see them crashing, killing people that don't even need to be hit. Like in Compton, just spraying and hit a 12-year-old in the playground. Say less. We're going to get into it.
Early in the morning, but we just got some crazy news. It looked like two OBLOCK members, Munna and Youngin. I actually did a song with Munna. He was actually on like the intro of my song. You know, both of those guys were shot and killed early in the morning. You know, while people was laying down, going to sleep, dreaming. You know, these guys, I guess, was outside or whatever was going on. A lot of news ain't really broke through the internet right now. A lot of people shook at this, you know. Not one person died, but two people were killed outside. Remember, it's the summertime. Around this time, it get very violent. When the sun out, the guns come out. You get to thinking you can trust people. You can't really trust people. People will get your location and shit. While you out here drinking and having fun, you know, that sun kind of take your mind off the fact that you might be hot. You know, I'm not exactly sure what happened to these guys. I'm pretty sure more news is going to break out, you know, because they were killed together. I'm pretty sure this news is going to be on the news, ABC, NBC, all kind of channels. Plus, these were two OBLOCK affiliates. These were two close friends of King Von. You know, these guys were like brothers of King Von. The crazy part is when Von was alive, you know, it seemed like everybody he hung with not hit no more. From Mubop and them, they locked up the FBG Duck murder. You know, Louis, who was with him when he got shot, he ended up dying from complications of that injury later on. Slutty got killed. Now Munna lost his life. Then Youngin lost his life. You know, this shit is crazy. I don't know if this payback, revenge. Remember, it's real street shit going on in the streets. There's people dropping bags on motherfuckers' heads. Now remember, you might get to the point where you pushing peace. That's cool and all. You ready to change your life, jump into the Muslim game. But that's just you. You gotta remember, it's shit you done to people before you change your life. You know, and people don't forget about that shit. You know, especially out here in the streets, it was lives taken and shit. I don't know exactly what happened to these guys, if it was, you know, somebody snuck up on them, if they were spotted on the block. I believe they were killed in Chicago. You know, they were together. It's dangerous as hell right now at this moment because every game chief that been killed, you know, all the creators of the games are locked up or either dead from being in jail. You know, the streets is being ran by young people. It's not even being ran by like gang leaders. It's really no structure, no big homies. It's just shorties out here living reckless as hell. They don't care about having no money in their pocket. They don't care about balling. They just care about acting tough. You know, acting tough leads you to be broke as hell for some strange ass reason, and people don't understand that shit. That's why I tell people every day, be very careful walking these streets, watch around, turn around, don't trust nothing, because it's a motherfucker right now, hungry as hell. You know, he ain't had no shoes, he ain't ate in a couple of days, you know, he ain't smoking no blunt in a couple of days, he ready to risk it all. You know, he's not trying to stand in front of no bank, he'll stand in front of the corner and rob you for weed there. So, when you're doing bad things out here, shit come back. Then again, you could be doing good shit and shit can come to you. You know, Munna Duke is known as the enforcer and shit like that. His name was linked to a lot of shit in these streets. You know, my condolences to him and his family. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of looked like Munna Duke was changing a little bit. We ain't really been hearing about him on the internet, and you know.
Well, there you have it. Munna Duke, O-Block Munna Duke, and Youngin gunned down together. Munna, known to be the enforcer. E-Dog. Who's that other young rapper that just went to jail for allegedly punching out his baby mama? Something they be abusing his name too. But I know for sure E-Dog, the little light-skinned one that ran J-Main out of O-Block. Oh yes, sirski. They're gonna do some explaining, and some people gonna have some explaining to do. Merc in O-Block, stepping on the steppers in they town. Blocks, hood, gates, security, all that, and got away. You know how this gonna go. A whole lot of back and forth. Police gonna be watching every camera. Just like when they did FBG Duck. They better hit a whole lot of gangways. And I don't see how, you know what I mean? When the feds really want to get up on you, they'll follow you just like the dude and his son from PNB Rock. Following in the neighborhood, taking off his shirt, pants, socks. They said the boy was down to his drawers. And they seen him do it. Hop out the whip with Pops. Taking all his clothes off, putting it in the trash. Got all the camera footage. Then Pops come back and burn the car. You remember that story? But still they found who it was. Long story short, it's summertime. And you know, everybody in the rack call themselves steppers. And as we say out here in Cali, they got a 2-for-1 special. And what they told them is, play ball. Yes, sirski. They got top hats. Top hats. Top hats. Well, this won't be the end of it. Your favorite rapper might be out in the streets on either side of the gun. Case is gonna be cranked up. I believe O-Block will be soon getting their full-fledged RICO because they've been showing out. Whoever it is that did it to him, you better duck your taco. Because one thing I know about the YNs, they can't keep their mouth shut. They can't keep it closed. And they'll put it on video. With the camera facing the police. Running from the police. With straps. Switches showing and everything. Burned out. Like it's a straight game. And when they catch him, they give him that straight game time. That game make change your life. Yes, sirski. Well, not to be babbling and go on too long, because this is Say Less Moments TV. We get straight to the facts. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And don't be mad at me. I'm back now. I had a little, had to get other businesses jumped off. But this is always still my business. So that's why I do it for all the people that already subscribe. So help me get my subscribers up. Help me get my likes up. My Instagram is BEE.HUSTLE_B.Hustle. Hit me up and I'll do the same. I'm out.